I've been reading some Star Wars comics, and Darth Vader is way more evil than I thought. I mean, he's bad.
You say this cat is a bad mother?
Shut your mouth.
Even badder.
You don't want to mess with him. Yeah, you don't want to mess with him. I mean...
Words can't even describe how bad.
Bad is bad. Good is good. Bad, bad, good, bad. Good, good, bad, good, bad.
Alright, I think you get the point. Bottom line, Darth Vader has proven time and time again why he's as feared as he is throughout the galaxy. And I'm going to show you just how he's earned that fear. So sit back, relax, sip some spiked blue milk, and enjoy the 10 most ruthless things Darth Vader has ever done. Let's dive in.
Prepare for dive!
Let us begin with a cute little habit Darth Vader's pretty known for. Executing his own men when they make mistakes. Oh, how weak-throated those men were. I'd like to see him try that crap on me galaxies away. I don't sweat. Okay, I give Uncle you the man. I'm sorry, moving on. Okay. One execution in particular was when a stormtrooper accidentally interrupted Vader while his helmet was off. Bad move. Using the Force, Vader responded by twisting the stormtrooper's head 180 degrees, Exorcist style.
This.
Poor stormtrooper. I can't even imagine what Vader would have done if someone walked in on him while he was on the John or something.
Lord Helmet, what? You need it on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time. Yes, sir.
Of all the Force chokes Vader has done, this one takes the cake, the bakery, and the whole damn dough manufacturing industry. In an act of rage, desperation, and jealousy, Anakin, now Darth Vader, Force chokes his wife, Padme.
Getting a nice preview of what marriage is going to be like with Ike Turner here.
This was the very woman he was trying to save by becoming Darth Vader. So let me get this straight. He loves his wife, so much so that he'll turn to pure evil in order to save her, but in the process choke her in order to save her. Man, women make us do some crazy things, don't they?
Women. Can't live with them, can't kill them.
Luckily, Obi-Wan popped in with a hello there before Vader kept going. Force choking Imperial officers, rebels, and Jedi are one thing, but damn, Darth, not your wife.
Take my wife, please.
Dr. Aphra, a fan favorite in the Star Wars comics, was hired by Vader to help him build an army of droids. Aphra knew her relationship with Vader would only last as long as he needed her, so she betrayed him by ratting his mechanical ass out to the Emperor, telling him about Vader's little side hustles.
You went over my helmet?
Once Vader found out, he leads her, Corleone style, to her demise. Now, she explicitly requests that Vader whack her with his lightsaber.
That's what she said.
And to never eject her into space, as it was her worst nightmare. So what does Vader do? Eject her into space. Funny enough, this was all a plan devised by the good doctor in order to escape Vader's clutches. She knew he would do the opposite of what she asked because that's just how cruel this dude was. She used special equipment to survive in space, then hitched a ride with some friends. Let us just hope Vader doesn't find out she's still alive. We all remember this scene from Empire Strikes Back. Vader torturing Han wasn't to get any information out of him or punish him in any way. No. It had nothing to do with Han. This was all in an attempt to get Luke to sense that Han was in danger, so that he would come to Cloud City, face off against Vader, and fall into their carbonite freezing chamber. This just goes to show how far Vader will go in order to fulfill his mission, make others suffer just to use them as bait. He recently did this in the 3rd episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. In an effort to lure Obi-Wan out of hiding, he starts force choking innocent villagers to death. Man, I haven't seen a hitman this good since Joe Pesci. Okay, now this one sounds like the plot straight out of a futuristic Godfather sequel. Godfather in space! Therefore, I shall do this in my mafia voice. The king of the planet Shu-Toran plotted an assassination attempt against Vader, but Vader got wise and hit him back by whacking the king with his 2 assassin droids, 000, aka the Trip, and BT-1, aka BT. And when the youngest child, Princess Trios, now the Queen, tried to shoot Vader with a blaster, he chopped her hand off, but kept her alive in order to send a message. That message was, and I'm paraphrasing here, "Hey Queenie, you owe me your loyalty. Do what I ask or your planet becomes this planet, or lack thereof." He then takes out some rubble from the destroyed planet Alderaan. Now if that ain't the horse head of this story. In Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Anakin's mother Shmi's life was brought to a sad end at the hands of the Tusken Raiders, or as the inhabitants of Tatooine call them,
Sand people.
As she died in Anakin's arms, he became unhinged and massacred the entire tribe, women and children included. This is truly the moment his journey to becoming Vader began, and it was a grudge he held on to decades later. So much so that one day,
Years later,
he traveled to Tatooine on a business trip and decided to stop by and say hi to a Tusken village with his lightsaber. Not only was the first massacre horrific, but these Tuskens didn't even have anything to do with his mother's death. They just reminded him. Damn, he holds grudges worse than an Italian mother. During the Imperial takeover, a resistance movement was formed by a band of Twi'leks called the Free Ryloth Movement, Ryloth being home to the Twi'leks. In a major attack on the Empire, the Imperial Star Destroyer Perilous sustained significant damage from the resistance. And guess who was aboard? Vader and the Emperor. And boy, were they somewhat disappointed. So disappointed that they visited Ryloth and completely devastated the Twi'lek forces in retaliation, including its leaders. And what they did next made me realize that they were really disappointed. The two met a young Twi'lek girl and tricked her into taking them back to her village. And guess what they did?
No mercy.
Hands down the best scene in Rogue One and one of the coolest Star Wars moments shown on screen. Vader effortlessly takes out a group of rebels on his way to Leia's ship to retrieve the stolen Death Star plans. Vader made these rebels look like a minor inconvenience on his way to running an errand. The sheer ease of him plowing through a bunch of rebels shooting at point-blank range shows just how powerful and dangerous he really is. Can you imagine what he'd do if he was facing a much greater threat? Well, here you go. During Vader's quest to find Luke, he found himself on the planet Vrogas Vas, home of a secret Rebel Alliance base. Before long, he's confronted by an entire Rebel army consisting of hundreds. Vader, in one of the slickest lines he's ever uttered, says,
All I am surrounded by is fear and dead men.
Yep, I think we know where this is going. In a nutshell, he obliterates everyone.
And furthermore, I'm going to tell you how it was all done.
First, he used the Force to hurl debris at incoming fighter bombers, then again with the Force to activate everyone's grenades, wiping out most of the Rebel unit. He then went to work with his lightsaber, taking out tanks and more soldiers. Later on, he shoots down some squadron ships, then Force chokes more Rebel soldiers. So hey, a pretty productive day, I'd say.
How about I just go eat some hay? I can make things out of clay and lay by the bay, I just may. What do you say?
Remember Alderaan?
How could I forget?
Now, yes, I know Tarkin was the one who gave the order, but Vader stood and watched. Vader could have force-choked everyone in that room if he wanted, but he let it happen because he's just so damn
Evil!
Not to mention what he put Leia through with the ITO interrogator droid. Brutal. This sequence of events, from leading the attack on Leia's ship, the Tantive 4, blasting away tons of Rebel soldiers, capturing and interrogating her through torturous methods, destroying her entire home planet, to pinpointing the location of 3PO and R2, and ordering the vicious slaughter of Luke's Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. All of this is Vader in a nutshell.
Help! I'm in a nutshell!
His focus, ingenuity, precision, discipline, and let's not forget cold-blooded, relentless, calculating, merciless brutality.
Put that shit on a t-shirt.
It's no wonder the Emperor picked him.
He looks like a guy who can get things done.
Okay, I had to save the most ruthless for last because this one seems too evil even for Darth Vader. But hot diggity, he did it. He slaughtered younglings. Children.
Children! I'm reminding all of you, children!
This despicable event took place during Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, during the Jedi Purge. And yes, that included Jedi who were...
Children!
I think it's safe to say Anakin was a natural when it came to being evil. considering he just turned it one scene ago. And as if slaughtering kids weren't bad enough, he goes through with it despite the following adorableness.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
If executing children doesn't make him the most ruthless villain of all time, I don't know what will.
I'm reminding all of you, children.
And now it's time for Notable Mentions! Yow!
To assert his dominance, Vader used the Force to crush someone's heart during a meeting with some crime lords. Remember that sweet old sassy librarian from Episode 2? Vader took her out.
Help! Someone help!
Shut up, you old pig!
During Vader's fight with Jedi Kirik Infilay, Vader destroyed a reservoir so that Infilay could watch his people drown in a massive flood. At this moment of weakness for the Jedi, Vader finished him off and took his lightsaber.
I stole. And I robbed.
Vader dismembered his own Inquisitors solely for the purpose of teaching them the value of loss. He took out countless Jedi across the galaxy, including his friend Obi-Wan and Jedi Master Samuel L. Jackson.
You mother...
He cut off his son's hand. He did this. And finally, Vader didn't do this. Well, there you have it. That is one scary mother.
Shut your mouth.
But no matter how ruthless he is, he'll always be the coolest villain in my book. Let us know which Vader moment you thought was the most ruthless. Then like and subscribe for more videos like this. Bye-bye.